When last have you held hands? This is something that sort of came up for me this morning when I was just doing Bible study, and it reminded me of a week ago. I had to take my car for a service, and the company had to come and pick me up so that I can go fetch my car. And they brought one of the newest vehicles. And something that I found that I actually sort of remembered is afterwards, I actually spoke to my husband and I said, I don't like the new cars. And he's like, why? So the new cars have a complete, you can actually see the whole division between the driver and the passenger. So there's like no place for you to be holding hands. And for me, this matters because my hubby and I, we are always holding hands. Like wherever we go, whether we go to the mall, whether we stand in church worshiping, we're holding hands. When we go out to people, we would be constantly in each other's space, sort of holding hands and just being close, like being one. And it's something that I've also noticed is how little people actually do that, is how little people will be standing holding hands, just husband and wife holding hands. It's not a thing anymore. It's like it's sort of being phased out. And it was just, as I was sitting in the car that day also, I was thinking, gee, Lord, the world is really creating a division between just spouses and families and just the whole connection part. It's like we're sort of missing what's going on in the world around us, that everything has become just a me, myself, and I thing. It's like people have completely forgotten the fact that we need to have connection with each other. We need to be close to each other. We need to have a physical connection. And there is so much research to back up the fact that physical touch, there's something that happens in your nervous system that really just creates connection. And I think people have become so in this whole thing of MySpace, and then COVID, there was even a bigger MySpace thing. And now the world is sort of just going along with that. It's like there's this huge division, and I'm seeing it in marriages as the couples come to speak to me. And I am all for, we need to find each and every person's special things so that we can connect the dots as to how husband and wife, even though they are a person on their own, which we do not change, even though a lot of people think that when they get married, I'm going to change him now, or I'm going to change her now. That is the wrong idea, and that is setting up your marriage for failure. So please don't do that. But the fact is that even though you are a person and your spouse is a person, and we take your strengths and weaknesses and we actually put them together like a puzzle as to what together then becomes your strengths and weaknesses. Many times you will actually find that the one thing that the one is weak in is the other one is actually got a strength in it. And it's just how it happens. I don't believe that we get married for no reason. And I do understand that God really, his father heart for marriages is so beautiful. So, my question to you today, how little do you hold hands these days? When last did you do it? And why did you stop? And can you start doing that again? And how would it feel? Because sometimes we think that we have been married for so long, why should we still be doing it? Like, why not? Honestly, why not? There is no such thing as holding hands is whatever people say it is, childish, whatever, I don't care. Because in the end, it comes to the fact that when I hold my husband's hands, I just feel close to him. I feel grounded. He is my safe space. So why can you not do that? Why can you not decide what in the world is actually creating a barrier between you guys? What is actually creating a barrier in your house right now? What is creating a barrier for yourself to actually have quiet time with the Lord? Because I know that's something that have actually come up quite a lot with the women that I talk to, is they feel they actually don't do their quiet time as they used to. And there's nothing that we cannot change today. I'm not saying change it tomorrow, change it today. Because when we leave it for tomorrow, tomorrow's tomorrow becomes tomorrow, and the tomorrow after that becomes the next tomorrow. And guess what? Then it never comes. So if you want to change something, implement it today and see whether it works or not. Sorry. And if it doesn't work, ask yourself, what can I change to make it work? What can, if I see I'm trying to change this, if I see something's not working, don't give up. It's through trying over and over and over again that you actually find the solution. We've become a world where everybody gets a trophy, everybody gets a good, well done sticker. I actually was looking at a motivational sticker last night. Sorry, I'm having a bit of flu. And the one thing the one guy actually said that it was profound to me, and it actually is so true. We give everybody a well done sticker. We actually have become a world where everybody becomes winners. But even if you fail, how are you actually training your brain to find solutions? Even if you fail, you feel that it works. But then you sit in a world where people don't know what tomorrow brings. They sit today and they've got such a huge issue and they don't understand what is wrong because it doesn't feel right. Meanwhile, it's failing. So instead of saying, yes, it's well done, keep going. If it's failing, something's wrong. We need to fix it. We need to work to make it better. We need to work to fix it. For you to sit and look at your marriage as it's failing and waiting for it to just magically change, it's not going to happen. It's going to fall apart. It's going to break. And then you've thrown away so much. Because there's a reason why you are connected. You have done so much for each other. You have given so much to each other. Why should you just give it up? Why should you just allow it to fail? Why do we just say it's okay? We give you a medal and then off you go. It's nice. Then the next relationship comes and it falls apart and you don't know why. It's because you haven't changed whatever you needed to change in the first place. It just doesn't work that way. We need to start as adults changing the fact that no, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. Keep going. If it's wrong, find the solution, fix it, and then it will be right. But if you just leave it and you get a sweetie and a sticker and life is just hunky-dory, what is happening? You just stay stuck. It's not right. And we need to change it. We cannot stay stuck. Life is becoming harder and harder on people. The world is crazy confused right now. People don't even know whether they're male or female or what they are anymore. And quite frankly, the Bible is quite clear. God made you male and female, woman and man. We shouldn't allow these things of the world to become barriers for us. We shouldn't allow ourselves to just, it's okay, let's just carry on. Stop having ostrich syndrome. You can't put your head in a hole and decide if you don't see it, it'll just pass, because it won't. The storm is still there. It's going to be there when you take your head out of the ground. So just get up and fight, because if you work through it, you get out stronger and you've learned a lot of lessons. And you do not know what those lessons are meant for. Whether it is that you might walk down the street and meet somebody next week and they say that they are going through this and you're like, oh, I've got a solution for you. This is how I got through it. You are then helping them. I honestly believe we were meant to be connected as people, and we were meant to help people through connection. But if we just keep sitting, looking at things failing and saying, it's all right, it's good, you just keep failing because you're still a winner even if you fail. That is not helping people. The world's depression rates and anxiety rates are through the roof. It is crazy. And then people are still scared to ask for help. Getting a tablet over the counter, getting a prescription for a tablet is not fixing the problem. Because something is wrong to be creating the problem. So you need to work on the problem, because even if you drink the tablet, it doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't fix the reason why it's actually creating the anxiety or depression to come up. Don't just say it's okay. Do something about it. You are worth so much more. I was actually watching the new Lion King, the realistic one, with my hubby the other night, and he was he just looked at me. He's like, how can you actually say the words as they're happening? It's like, you obviously watch this a lot. As a child, I loved Lion King. But the one part of the movie that was always so moving to me, they had actually changed the words, and I know the words off by heart. I honestly can tell you that the words have changed. It's the part where Simba runs through the bush after Rafiki hits him over the head. And he actually stops at water and he's told, look harder. And then we actually sees his father's face, which is the lion. And if we take the picture of how God is looking down on us and telling you, you have forgotten who you are because you have forgotten me. That is the one thing he said in exactly that specific way. It's not said that way in the movie anymore. It's just a little bit different. But I know for a fact in the old movie it was that way. Because it always was like, I cannot forget who I am because I know who God is. So if I forget who I am, I'm forgetting who God is. So let's not forget who we are today. Because there's a reason why you are here. There's a reason why you need to fight for what is right in your life. Fight for what you want in life. Stop allowing social media and whatever else, whatever things are coming up nowadays and new ways of doing things, which is, there is just really honestly a lot of crazy stuff going on. And I feel if we stay grounded in the Word of God, we will always know who we are. And if you know who you are, then you know your purpose. You know you are here for a reason, even though if you don't even know what it is yet. So, if you have found that this message is very helpful in any way, please share it with a friend, because there might be somebody that you know is going through a hard time that might need something in this message. And all I ask is that you share, because in sharing, we create connection. And connection is very important for us to be helping one another. We should stop creating barriers and stop making everything and putting people in boxes, because that's ultimately what's happening. And you are worth fighting for. You have got a life that's still ahead that you, tomorrow everything can change. But it means that today you cannot give up. You cannot just allow the failure to stay that. Failure is a way for us to learn to do it better tomorrow. Just keep going. Because as you keep pushing through, when you do get the solution, you're actually going to slap yourself silly because it's going to be like, why didn't I just do this the other day? Because I wanted to, but I didn't. It teaches you how to do it faster next time. So keep going. Don't give up. There's no reason to give up. So may you all have a lovely day further. That's me, Des, from Majestic Mariposa Coaching and Counseling. And if you haven't joined yet, I have a support group called the Mental Mamahood. That is where I also serve ladies in the group, and they are open to ask me messages, ask questions, and I try my very best to support them as much as possible. So may you all have a lovely day further. Bye for now.